Hi everyone, happy Friday and happy almost Christmas if you are celebrating Christmas. I hope you're in the Christmas spirit just like me. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I did a video on solipsism and how to kind of overcome the fear of solipsism. And then afterwards, I actually got a few comments and messages from people asking me about kind of the opposite about solipsism, which is this idea that, often goes around in spirituality or philosophies of interconnectedness. I truly believe that the kind of insight that I'm about to share with you is actually really reassuring because when I was struggling with my existential crisis, that actually one of the things that really comforted me was this idea of interconnectivity. And I think it was because I understood it in a way that I think makes total sense and is actually quite reassuring instead of kind of, again, creating this feeling of loss of identity or loss of self and feeling like, you're just part of this whole mesh of life, which is what I think can be a quite scary idea. So I'll just kind of explain, I guess, what I consider to be this topic of, we are all connected, or all of life is connected, and why I think this is a beautiful thing. So the best way for me to explain this is actually to look at, in the spirit of Christmas, to look at how your Christmas lights light up your Christmas tree. So I've always been a fan of multicolored Christmas lights. Instead of just having white lights in the tree, we have like this kind of string of like different colors hanging around the tree. And the kind of idea behind why I'm choosing this metaphor is that every light bulb is a different light bulb, and every light bulb has a different color and maybe even a different shape, and they have this own unique expression of color and light in the tree. But the thing they all have in common is the source of electricity that runs through these light bulbs. And that's the concept behind, in spirituality, interconnectivity, and the fact that we are all connected is we are all connected to the same source of life. You are a light bulb that's maybe purple and, long and tall, and I'm a light bulb that's a bit shorter and a bit, like bluer, or I'm yellow or whatever. And we all have this unique expression of individuality and of color and light into the world. But the thing that shines through us is for all the same, which is, I guess, the concept of consciousness or life, and which is literally in all of life around us. And why it reassured me so much was because when I was walking, I went into nature a lot when I was struggling with my anxiety, and I would walk in nature and just have a close look at leaves and trees, for example, and just to recognize that there is this thing in the tree making the tree grow, making the tree live, making the tree blossom. There's this energy in the tree that makes it come to life. And I could feel that the same energy that's in that tree is also the energy that's within me, which means that I felt connected to the tree, which meant that I felt this sort of, alignment with the tree almost. It doesn't mean that I am the tree. It doesn't mean that I am the same as the tree. It just means that the life that's within me is also the life that's within the tree, because the same way that the purple light bulb on the tree has the same electricity in that light bulb as, the blue light bulb on the tree. And they each have this unique expression, but their colors are different and their lights are different. And that's also important, they're allowed to be expressed because it's beautiful to have these different colors and shapes and this diversity of things on this planet. But to understand that we all have this thing in common, which is the source of life that runs through us. And so I think the thing that freaks people out is the idea that they cannot be their authentic self anymore. They cannot embrace their identity or their individuality because we're all the same and we're all connected. But that's absolutely not the case. Like, I love the different colors on my tree. of light bulbs on my tree, and I love how people are different. And you're like the way this metaphor works is almost like this quote of spirituality of you're a spiritual being having a human experience, right? In the core, there's this energy flowing through you, this life energy, this consciousness, but you are still having this human experience, and that's there for a reason. You're in this human experience for a reason, and you're allowed to completely surrender to it, and you're allowed to fully express yourself in this human experience. And like one of the concepts that I really enjoy about Hinduism is, I think it, please don't like hate me in the comments if I'm mistaken, but I remember something about, you know, your life's purpose being your dharma, and your dharma being, you know, the way that you express your uniqueness in the best way possible to be of service to other people. So which means you express your talents, your interests, your passions, the things that make you feel alive, and that you fully express that and discover that in a way that it actually serves the people around you, that it serves that same wire of electricity, but from that unique expression of your individuality. So even if life, like this concept of life is connected and we're all connected, is true, that does not take away that you can fully surrender to who you are as an individual. In fact, who you are as an individual and the full complete expression of that is actually what serves this interconnectivity, because the more you discover who you are and the more you let yourself be your individual self, and you let yourself explore your talents and your gifts and your interests and the things that make you feel warm and alive, the more you can use that uniqueness to make the world more colorful. You know, the same way that every light bulb on the tree makes me happy in the morning because it's different and it makes the tree just look more beautiful. So I guess this is the way I've always understood this concept of interconnectivity and all life being connected, and why it does not make me feel weird about myself, why it actually allows me to surrender to being Robin and having this body and letting myself feel like an individual. Because if I were to take that away, I would take away from me serving the world in a sense. Because yeah, the purpose of your life is to become as much self-actualized as you possibly can be. The purpose of a rose is not to be a sunflower. It's not to be nature. It's to be that rose and to become that most beautiful expression of that rose. Same for any other animal, same for any other human being. And you can figure out what that is by feeling in tune with who you are in your core, by listening to your intuition, by listening to your interests and letting yourself follow them, even if, you know, there's not necessarily a bigger point to why you're interested in it. It's the purpose of your life is to become the most unique expression of yourself possible, because in that unique individual expression, if you use that to shine love and light onto the world, then you can actually be interconnected and individual and unique at the same time. I hope this made sense. I kind of love making these more, I guess, philosophical, spiritually themed videos to, I guess, give you some different insights on your existential thoughts. I do still believe in the core that, you know, the only way out of existential fears is to just accept the fact that we can't control life and to find peace with that. But yeah, just having a better understanding of these types of concepts and why they're not necessarily a bad thing just really helps for me personally, or helped me personally as well. And I absolutely love philosophy now. I love thinking about this stuff, and I'm an incredibly happy optimist about life. So whatever I can share to, I guess, make you feel a bit more warm and happy about these concepts, or give you a perspective that actually makes you feel more reassured than it makes you feel scared, is just something that I'd be happy to do. So if you have any other requests for like these types of topics that you'd like me to explore together with you, feel free to just post a comment down below, and I'd be happy to take that into account for another video in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, that you can go explore a little Christmas market and have a close look to the Christmas lights around you and try to kind of understand what I was talking about today. And I will see you guys next week. Mwah. Bye.